This last spring, my dad and I had an opportunity to do some ministry work at a church in France. And when we arrived, we soon found that our mode of transportation every day would be the metro. We would arrive to the church we were working at by the metro and head home late by the metro. Walking to the metro for the first time, I was quickly reminded I was in France. Everything was in French. Not a word of English. For two people who didn't speak French, this was going to be an obvious problem. Despite this difficulty, though, we soon found our way to the metro we were supposed to take. As we were hopped on the metro, I was reminded of another thing. I'm from a small town. In that small town, people talk to each other, even if you don't know each other. And in that small town, if you look lost, people seek to help you out. In big cities like Paris, that's not something that's normally done. So I was on the metro that morning, and I was surprised by the crowdedness of the metro, but it was silent. There was people everywhere, but not a word was spoken. This was a big city. Soon, we hopped off the metro, and we found out that we had gotten a little lost. The metro system in France is a lot more complicated than the metro system in the US, but not a problem. We quickly found our way, and after a few days, we felt like we had mastered it. Put us anywhere in France, give us a metro, and we were well on our way. Nearing the end of our stay there, we had stayed out late one night. We had arrived at the metro station at 11:30, and we had a really early rise before the sun. And so we were hoping that the metro would be fast today, and that we could get to bed quickly. We were walking towards the metro station, and in the front, towards the left, there was a man holding a soda in his hand. He looked homeless. We didn't think much of it, except he was the only one there. We walked down the stairs to catch our metro, and as we reached the bottom, we stopped. There was not a person to be seen. There was no trains coming. All the speakers said the same thing in French. All the signs said the same thing in French. We didn't know French, but common sense told us that the metro wasn't coming tonight. We were worried, what were we going to do? We didn't know French, and the only form of transportation we knew how to take was the metro. As we wondered these things, a man came running towards us. It was a man with a soda. He started talking quickly to us in French, and once we communicated to him that we didn't speak French after being surprised that he'd actually talk to us, he quickly repeated in English, go, take the bus. We're thanking this man, who seems to be like an angel from God, we ran into the bus. Hopping on the bus, we communicated to the bus driver, or tried to. We soon found out, though, that he spoke just as much English as we spoke French. Pulling out our map, we pointed to where we wanted to go. He looked at us in shock. Tonight? Yeah, that's where we're staying. We'd like to get there tonight. He started talking on his walkie-talkie, then soon turned to us, okay, sit down. We sat down. That was the only English we heard from him. We had no idea what was going on. What if he dropped us off in the middle of nowhere? What were we going to do? Stress was building, we were asking questions, wondering what to do. And soon, the police hopped onto the bus. The police don't have a great reputation in France. They tend to never enforce rules except for once in a lifetime, and then enforce them really strictly. As they walked on, they said something in French. Seeing the man next to us pull out his passport, he pulled out his ID, so we figured, oh, they must mean our ID. We grabbed our ID, and since we were foreigners, we'd also need our passports. But in a rush to get out that morning, we had left our passports behind. We didn't have our passports with us. We didn't know what we were going to do. It's one thing not to know where you're going, but it's another thing to know you'll spend the night at the French police station. Wondering what to do, the police were talking to the bus driver, and soon turned to the bus and said something in French. The man next to us put away his ID, and we decided to relief. We don't know where we're going still. As soon one of the policemen came towards us, as he got a little nervous, we didn't know what was going on, and he started apologizing in English for everything that was going on. He said, I'm so sorry the metro is closed, I'm sorry this happened to you, you're lost. and soon gave us directions to our hotel. Within 30 minutes, we were back in our hotel room and heading to bed. Class of 2014, as we go from here, we have been given a great education, one that no doubt will take us far and wide. But in that night, when we were lost, we had a great education about how the metro system worked. We knew what was going on, but when we were thrown in on the bus, we had no idea what to do. Sometimes in life, we're running the metro, and we knew everything that's going on, but then God throws us on the bus, and we have no idea what to do. It's in those times that we need to look to God, that He will show us what to do. There's a well-quoted verse in Proverbs that is by far not overquoted. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. As we go from here, I encourage you to trust in the Lord wherever you're going, whether it be to a new job or school, or whatever it is, just to trust God. Whether you're on the metro and you know what's going on, or you've been thrown on the bus and you have no idea what to do. Trust God and He'll direct you. Thank you.